I'm the only one telling the truth in this whole industry. But then when I do interviews, people come at me hard like I'm scamming. I've been retired for 20 years. I write self-help books. I do self-help videos. Go look at the oldest books on my YouTube channel. I'm the giving tree. I call the top on the day for free. No paid group. I am the best person in cryptocurrency, period, by far. I've raised the most money for charity, 27 million.
So far, you're being very transparent with the risks. I ask you questions, and you're transparently answering them. So thank you.
What's going on, beautiful people? I'm Lando Success. We have a good one today. Meet Kevin is a YouTuber that talk about finance and the market. He have one of the biggest platforms with over 1 million subscribers and go live and put out more videos than anybody you can think of in the industry. So the other day, he randomly had on Hex founder Richard Hart. Richard Hart is very controversial. The project Hex is amazing. Now, this is my personal opinion. Now, I love Hex itself. I think it's a great concept. I like it. But personally, I'm not a fan of Richard Hart for multiple reasons. I'm not going to fully get into it, but just off of how he roll, his personality is not my cup of tea. But since I am a businessman first, sometimes you got to put your own personal feelings to the side, move it over here, and look at the overall scale of things. So I actually support Hex. So me, Kevin, invited him on his platform, didn't tell us, didn't warn us, just dropped the video out of nowhere. And it was a total of 1 hour and 30 minutes. They was able to talk about everything, whatever Kevin wanted to bring up. Richard said he will talk about it with no problem. Overall, I loved the interview. It was very informative. I learned a lot of things, and I will talk about them at the end of the video. But right now, I need you to press that like button, press the subscribe button. So this is a reaction video. We're going to watch some clips, and I'm going to react to them. If you guys like it, I will probably do the rest of the video. I only reacted to probably the first 35 minutes of the video on this one because I want to save some time. So with that being said, let's get right into it.
Now, on this locking, my understanding is for people to earn their currently advertised about 40% yield, they have to stake. And these stakes come with lockup periods, which I believe you need to, maybe you can clarify this, unstake or unlock at a specific time. If you unlock too early, you lose half. If you unlock too late, you lose half. Could you explain this a little bit? What does somebody have to follow exactly to get their 40%?
You don't have to do any of that. The vast majority of your USD ROI comes from the appreciation of the coin. The extra 40% year average, 38% currently, it's just icing on the cake. So instead of making 1,000,000% returns, having bought on January 5th of last year and sold 3 months ago, you could have made 2,000,000% returns, but you'd have an end stake period sometime in the future. So you don't have to end stake at all. You don't have to do any of that. The vast majority of your gains
let's say I
just come from
wanted
holding
to,
the coin.
because let's call like I'm a real estate guy. In real estate, people tell me appreciation is speculative. I want to know about the cash flow. What do I got to do to get that 40%?
You can lock up between a day and 15 years, which is 5,555 days roughly. And you choose your term. If you choose shorter terms, then you're going to pay more to gas fees. If you choose longer terms, you get 20% more shares every extra year you lock, up to that 15-year maximum. The issue is, if you, at a bank, withdraw your money early, you're penalized. In this system, if you withdraw your money, you're penalized. Where does your money go? Well, it rewards the people that did what they said they're going to do. I call it the truth engine. And so we have one of the most compelling things in this currency is it monetizes the time value of money. It monetizes delayed gratification, which is the only long-term thing that works in investing or personal development. It has less negative externalities. I think I already mentioned that one. And it has a chart of future market supply. You don't know when Satoshi can dump on your head. You don't know when Mt. Gox can dump their 140,000 Bitcoin on your head. But in Hex, you know when people can dump on your head because they have a chart of releasing end stakes. And then when you create a stake, you can hit your end stake in a notch where no one else is end staking, reducing the volatility because there could be less sale pressure at that point. It's a very innovative feature. Furthermore, I think it's Nobel Prize worthy in that there is no financial instrument I'm aware of in the entire world that has caused people to lock up their funds for 8 years on average, period. If you get a house, you can sell it. If you get a T-bill, you can sell it. If you get a bond, you can sell it. If you lock up your Hex for 15 years, you can't get out your principal for 7.5. If you remove it before then, you get hit in your principal.
Okay, so they first talked about staking and to get your 40%. Now it's currently 39%. And I'm assuming this is annually, every year you get 40% for staking, right? What we are now just learning when it comes down to staking coins is, yes, you're going to get this 40%. That's a bonus, like he said, but you can still possibly lose money if the coin is going down. Like currently the coin has been going down. So yes, I'm staking $1,000 to get a 40% return, but the coin is going down. I'm losing that. So I'm losing that. So now I possibly only have $700. Now, am I getting 40% off of that $700 or the initial $1,000 that I invested? I'm assuming it's the 40% depending on what the price. If the price is going up, then everything is good. So I get it. I don't necessarily agree, but I get it. It's, you know, that's the risk you're willing to take. Also, he said paying more gas fees if you unstake early. When are you paying these gas fees? Are you paying the gas fees when you sell? What are the price of the gas fees? What's the percentage of the gas fees versus taking your hex out year 1, 6 months versus 15 years? I would love for that to be more transparent and clear. That's just for me. Last, I do like having that chart where you can see when is people unstaking times. So you can kind of guess the market, such as the whales can manipulate the market if they want to. But I like how transparent that is.
So a couple questions out of this. Isn't it possible that you could dump shares like Satoshi?
Yeah, anybody. Look, the reason the hex price is dumped 75% 6 times is because it's very easy for anyone to nuke the price. And it's also very easy for anyone to cause the price to go up, because what is the trading volume and order book thickness for a Monet painting? Nothing. But their value skyrockets. Why? Because value is supply and demand. So if you want the world's highest performing asset, you must remove liquidity on the ask side, or you'll never get that type of appreciation. The reason that Bitcoin has done so pitifully, by the way, I called the top on the day, and that top call was good for 8.5 months now, and only out of profit one single day by about 6%, even less than 6% actually. And I do that for free. I give away that knowledge for free. I did the same thing last cycle. I think it was, yeah. I think that.
Yeah, that's funny. I had a call in January as well, April. That's funny. It was a CPI day. But aside from
Coinbase launch, easy buy the rumor, sell the news event, amongst other things.
There you go. So this is interesting because, see, according to which I think y'all, and maybe you could speak to this a little bit too. According to Coin Market Cap, you've got a $50 billion market cap, which I think you have a different definition. But Solana has about a $55 billion market cap. The 24-hour volume on your coin Hex is $29 million.
Yep.
The 24-hour volume on Solana is 100 times that at 2.8 billion. Yep. Are you suggesting that this lack of daily trading volume is actually good for appreciation?
Oh yeah. Volume is how you measure how much the users are being victimized. See, you as a speculator, you don't make money on volume. You lose money on volume. Volume enriches two parties: exchanges that want to see you causing volume to get hit with fees, and market makers that want to see you causing volume to pay bid-ask spreads.
So I like how transparent he was on people being able to manipulate and nuke the price if they want to, because it's not that big of a company and a lot of big time individuals hold the coin. It's like when people was worried about Elon Musk selling some of his shares. Since he owns so many shares, he can manipulate the price if he wants to, if that make any sense. Now, if we talk about the market cap and the trading volume, I disagree with Richard on that, because first, on the positive side, the trading volume is automatically going to be 20 times lower than Hex, because Solana is available on all platforms to buy. Hex, people still don't really know how to buy Hex. The average person can't get it. So the trading volume is already going to be lower, but it don't necessarily help everybody out. For example, if we go into a grocery store and you have 5 different oranges or avocados to choose from versus having 200. Now you got more options to look at. Okay, this one is more firmer, this one is softer, versus just being able to pick with that small bunch. When it comes down to trading, the more volume you have, the more options. It's easier to buy and sell on certain prices versus being limited. So I don't agree with him on that. I'm on Kevin's side.
I've been retired for 20 years. I write self-help books. I do self-help videos. Go look at the oldest books on my YouTube channel. I'm the giving tree. I call the top on the day for free. No paid group. I am the best person in cryptocurrency, period, by far. I've raised the most money for charity, 27 million.
So far, you're being very transparent with the risks. I ask you
yeah.
questions, and you're transparently answering. Let's talk. I want to just briefly go back to this comment you made because I thought it was very interesting. I wrote it down. You said you have this Nobel Prize worthy system of essentially being able to get people to lock up their money for 8 years, where they can't take out their principal for 7.5 without getting penalized. Is this attractive to people?
Yeah. Very, extremely. You see, people, I'll tell you the secret to cryptocurrency, okay? Because I'm the most honest person in this industry. The only thing that drives prices up is buying and holding. And getting you to buy and hold are narrative memes. And it depends on what memes you fall for. You like pretty JPEG pictures and you want to buy a serial number loosely related to a JPEG, which may or may not still be hosted on the internet. Millions of people are falling for that one. The price goes up. Okay. Maybe you fall for the throughput meme. We need more empty chains. Okay. Maybe you fall for BSC or ETC, or, hey, my new Pulse chain has got 4 to 10 times the throughput. Maybe you fall for that one. But in the end, you falling for a narrative meme that never came true anyway, like programmable money. You can't program Bitcoin to wake up in the morning. You can't program it to do anything. It's a joke. Like peer-to-peer digital cash. Nobody's using it for digital cash. You got to wait sometimes 3 hours to get a single confirmation. Get out of here. It's a joke. But all that matters, oh, by the way, you can't use it anywhere either. You can use it less places now than you could in 2017. But none of that matters. None of those narrative memes that everyone thinks is so important matters at all. The only thing that actually matters is buying and holding. And guess what? There's only 2 people that get rich in crypto. The people that buy and hold and the founders. Founders of exchanges, founders of currencies, people that buy and hold. Traders get wrecked. They get annihilated. They provide extra yield for the people that don't get wrecked. And so why don't just be honest about it and monetize it and pay people to do the only thing that works anyway, which says, you know what? They're going to inflate Bitcoin to pay miners to destroy the environment. Why don't we inflate Hex to pay speculators to hold the price up? And then we defend the network's price like Bitcoin miners defend the hash rate. And you have less negative externalities. People don't get wrecked by fees, providing volume to exchanges to make exchanges rich. By the way, isn't it a little disgusting that the Coinbase founder made more money than founder of Bitcoin did? The Coinbase founder made more than Satoshi did. And that's the opposite of decentralization.
So getting people to be able to lock up their coins for 8 years, he said, is that attractive? It's very attractive. And I love his analogy because this is the first time I heard it this way, and it make perfect sense. He said, what type of meme narrative you want to buy in? Because let's say majority of people on this channel love crypto.com. The narrative is it is a new platform. The promotion is everywhere. You get to have the staple arena. You get to use the app. You get to use the debit card. That is one narrative. You have the NFT narrative. Do you want to just go buy a bunch of different NFTs? And with cryptocurrency, it's all about what narrative do you want to believe in. So I'm completely with him. Now, what originally made Hex sexy to me, it is made like a CD. Do it sound sexy to tell somebody 30 years ago to give me $1,000, and if you let it sit here for 20 years, I would give you extra $250. That is how CDs work. But now Hex is saying, yo, if you invest in this coin and stake it, we're going to give you 40%, and we're going to penalize the people that end up pulling out early. People like to keep their money and hold it somewhere. So the narrative in my mind was, at least I know this company will be here 5, 6, 7 years from now because people are holding their money in for this amount of time, if that makes sense right there. Then he said buying and holding. That is what crypto all about. The people who buy it and hold it wins in the long term. Trading daily and option trading with crypto, it really don't exist. It's dumb because it's not worth it. You just would have made more money just buying early, holding until the price went up to your liking and selling. It's that simple. Buy it and hold.
This is actually your website, which basically is just a placeholder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So if you want to learn kind of that should become a non-placeholder within the next 24 to 30 hours.
Well, that's soon. Why?
Well, a lot of people, for whatever reason, really want to sacrifice before the end of the year. I'm not a tax advisor, but maybe they prefer to have less crypto at the end of the year. So getting this sacrifice phase up and running before the end of the year is extremely important, and it will be. It will be. So
okay. So explain that. Sacrifice is essentially
you lose your coin,
sending your money and you lose it.
Yep, it's gone, and then you get.
And then maybe you get it back in the future.
No, you get something for free. And maybe that free thing becomes valuable. Now, let me tell you why that's important. If you get an airdrop, you owe money of tax. If you take dominion and control of an airdrop, you owe tax money. And so airdropping you something that's valueless is really good for your tax. Not an accountant, but go Google it. Yeah. So if you airdrop something at 0 and you lock in your price at 0 and you take dominion and control at 0, and then it becomes wildly appreciative, you're in the same situation as Satoshi. You don't owe any tax until you sell, depending on your jurisdiction, right? Some people never owe tax.
I would just say I talked to a CPA on that one because it sounds like it's got wash sale written all over it. But then again, we don't have to deal with that until December 31st, I don't believe. So that's interesting. It's an interesting argument you're making.
Well, there's other interesting things. Like, for instance, the $27 million that I raised for charity. That's great. That by allowing people to sacrifice directly to a 503c registered medical research charity. And then they gave a spreadsheet of, what address caused what donation. And that's 100% tax write-off.
So sacrificing, it's very unique. Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because this is a very nerdy conversation when you get to the ins and outs of what he's talking about. But with sacrificing, that is taking your money. So you take $1,000 and you sacrifice it. You give it to me. This is money where I'm telling you, I'm not promising you anything. You giving me a free $1,000 with hope for me to give you X amount of Lando coins since you are starting early. So you are getting these coins at nothing. You are getting these coins at nothing. It's a possibility you don't get them, but 90% of the time you're going to get something for them. So that's the benefit of you doing it. You're getting these coins, and as the price go up, I don't necessarily know how it works. And y'all know I don't like to talk too much about taxes in here, but when you have your money right, sacrificing do seem like a great deal to get something free, and especially with tax write-offs. Whenever you're doing something really over $10,000, that's when I would recommend doing that heavy. But, like I said, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know. But that sounds like a great plan. A lot of these people are real smart when it comes down to taxes. That's on this channel. You got to get better. I got to get better. We got to get better understanding different ways how to take advantage of the system that is placed for us to avoid taxes. It's just the way the government is made. So we got to do our research to find ways to tap into those benefits. So I would love to know in the comments, what are y'all thoughts about the interview so far? If you let me know in the comments enough, we get enough likes, we get enough engagement, then I will probably do a part 2, because that was only the first 30 minutes. We have another hour of content left, but I didn't want to do the video and just take too long of your time. What is y'all thoughts about it so far? To be honest, my personal opinion is Richard Hart came very educational. He came cool. He didn't avoid any questions, and he articulated very well. And this interview it put him in a better light than what the perception of everybody is bashing him, because a lot of people will come on and just avoid answering the questions. And I like Meet Kevin. He's just such a great person. He can be in the middle. He can ask firm questions, but I can tell he was agreeing with a lot of what he was saying, because he didn't expect the interview to actually go this well. So make sure you press that like button. Make sure you press the subscribe button. I'm Lando Sus, and I'm out.